Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to the West Junction Football Show and our World Cup Daily Show, looking at all the latest goings on from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I'm Chris Bell, as I say, joined today by Jayson Boocker. How are you, mate? You all right?
Very well, mate. Very well.
Good to hear that. A busy World Cup continues with this round of 32. The game seems to continue to come thick and fast, and last night was no different. Obviously, first night of the round of 32, Jay, we got a couple of little surprises out to it, I suppose. Obviously, with Germany going out on penalties and the Netherlands going out on penalties to Morocco as well. Very quickly before we go into last night's games, what were your take on those first round of games?
I mean, I don't think the Morocco-Netherlands game was so much a shock.
It's not shocking. It's just
I
think
there's like a certain thing that a name does to fans. And here in the Netherlands, you just think they should win. And here in Morocco, and think they should lose. Downs, they were kind of guilty of it when he came into the group chat the day after that game. And he was like, great news for England. It's like, no, actually, I think it's bad news for England because I think Morocco are actually the better side out of the two. I think Morocco are a real dark horse. I know that they're not perfect, but they're a problem for anybody that they come up against. And yeah, we still, I mean, we can't say that we didn't have a shock in the other game. Germany are not the force that they used to be, but they're still certainly, one of the most successful nations at major tournament. They've still got some unbelievable footballers, and Paraguay hardly made it out of their group. And they really haven't got a side that you would consider being able to make it to the round of 16 quarterfinal, however far they go. So, but yeah, it was pretty special, wasn't it? I mean, it were a back to the walls job. They scored a great goal. They did Paraguay early on. Germany equalised, but they didn't play well, didn't the Germans, especially the first half. Probably unfortunate not to win the game in extra time. It's a goal, innit? It's a goal every day of the week, and then they go out on penalties, their first ever in a World Cup. So yeah, it was fun to watch. Let's put it that way.
We will discuss how far Paraguay could or may not go shortly. To be fair, as we'll get into last night's games now, starting in order with the games as they were broadcast for us in the UK, with the Ivory Coast versus Norway, and this looked like it was going to be a really good game on paper beforehand. We thought it would be because of how they're both performing the group stages, two strong teams without being giants of nations. And it turned out to be a pretty damn good game as well, to be fair. And Haaland doing what he does, popping up at just the right time later to deny a need for extra time in this one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any highlights of this one yet. It's the only one that I haven't seen anything of. I've not been able to catch up with this one as of yet, but it probably went the way in which I would have expected it to from what I've seen of the two nations. Norway of my dark horse for the whole tournament. I think they stand a real chance of beating Brazil. I really do. I think they stand a real chance of beating Brazil. We know that Brazil are a little bit vulnerable, even though they have got so much attacking talent. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of step up. And for the Ivory Coast, it's kind of a bit like Japan. Another tournament comes with outside expectation, and they fall at an earlier knockout round, but they can progress. They can go on, and it'll be interesting to see kind of where they, continue to develop towards, really. But yeah, for Norway, it'd be interesting. It's going to take a real team to stop them.
Yeah, well, and it's going to be a bit of a test. It's going to be that test for Brazil, as to see whether Brazil are still that real team that actually are, the Brazil that we've seen over years gone by. Whether this current Brazil can match them by beating the likes of Norway for them to progress. That's going to be a really tasty fixture.
Yeah, it could be one of the best fixtures of the whole competition. We're seeing who the strong sides are. I mean, really, there is probably only two standout nations right now, Argentina and France. I think they're the only two sides. They're kind of on their own, but they can't both meet in the final, I believe, right? France and Argentina would meet in the semis. Is that right?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think they would meet in the semi.
Yeah.
Something has to give.
I just have a feeling. I have a real feeling that Norway might be in this final.
I mean, that would be incredible. We'll see how they get on in due course. Let's go on then to the game that I think was a 10 o'clock kickoff our time. And after seeing the surprise the night before with Paraguay beating Germany, I was really hoping for a surprise in this one to see Sweden beat France instead of a Paraguay-Sweden game, because nobody would have expected that. As it turned out, France were typically French and got the job done with fairly consummate ease. There was a couple of chances for Sweden early on that if they've taken it, might have changed things slightly and certainly altered the game plan. But as it was, France were just France.
Yeah, I mean, they have the best players in all of the positions, don't they? And when they have the odd moment of sleep, they have mine on who just...
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a wall in it at the minute. He pulled out some top saves yesterday. Right the way through that team, they just have quality. I'd argue 1 to 11, they probably outdo every other team. I can't really see a weakness as such. Theo Hernandez at left back, Saliba. Could you maybe say that they've got a lacking depth at centre back? The go to Lacroix when I'm thinking of at centre back is out.
When you've got Saliba out or the other Upamecano.
Upamecano, that's what I was looking for. But they're just so strong. Rabiot through the middle. Mbappe's on another level at the minute. Backhall comes off the bench. It's ridiculous, isn't it, really?
The thing is, the likes, though, what I find slightly impressive is the fact that the likes of Rabiot and Theo Hernandez, because they're both, 31, 32 now. They're no spring chickens.
Yeah.
But they don't get shown up by the youngsters at all, or the rest of the kids that are in that side, the younger players that are there.
Yeah, it's true, mate. They've got a perfect blend of experience and youth as well together, haven't they? I really don't see any weaknesses in that side. I don't see a single weakness.
Yeah, it is scary, and they will play Paraguay in the next round, and you can't help but feel that where Germany failed, France may not against Paraguay. Of course, we'll quickly touch on the fact that Mbappe on the score sheet with another couple of goals for himself last night as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're all a joke, aren't they? Haaland, Messi, Mbappe, the three of them, they're just the numbers. Yeah. The numbers.
When he's on, he's unstoppable.
Yeah. The numbers are just ridiculous. And the finish, I mean, yesterday was just unreal. His pace, he's electric, he's strong, he's composed in front of goal. Yeah, it's just
he could have had that trick as well had he not hit the woodwork with that with his right-footed effort in right at the end of the first half.
Yeah, the guy's a freak, mate. He's an absolute freak in a very different way to Haaland, but he's
Well, this is the thing. You look at the likes of Haaland and Messi and Mbappe. They are all very different in what they are best at. Because whilst Mbappe is obviously superb on the ball, he's not quite. He's no Messi, but he's quicker than Messi. He's more athletic than Messi. He's taller and stronger than Messi. But then Haaland is taller and stronger than the pair of them. Less about on the ball, shall we say? But he's just an absolute beast of a player in front of goal.
The guy's a monster, mate. I love watching Erling Haaland play.
Yeah.
I love how kind of much of a car crash he is, how he ambles around the pitch and the way that he just bodies plays. I always remember that goal that he scored, I think it was in his first season, where he just shrugs off the defender. I can't remember who was playing, but he just makes them look like a child. The guy is just a brute. And he's a great finisher. And I just think he loves it. I don't think he feels a single moment of stress or pressure, Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that front. He does take the game remarkably easy, it feels. Let's go into the third, then, and final game, which was 2 o'clock this morning game. And this one, important for us as England fans, because, of course, we will play the winner of this. And it turned out a little bit unsurprisingly, really, to be Mexico. Mexico playing at the Azteca. In front of, as you can see, 80,000 fans, getting a 2-0 win over Ecuador and getting the job done pretty early doors as well. 2 goals in the, give or take the first half an hour or so.
The game were wrapped up on it. They really went at Ecuador. They could have scored before they ended up scoring, to be honest. They had a few really good chances. They could have scored more than 2 as well going into the second half. I can't pronounce his name, but Quinones. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but he's had a great World Cup, dynamic, electric off that left hand side, beautiful finish for the first goal. And Raul Jimenez, never scored a tournament goal before, I don't believe, this World Cup. And again, he's having a really good tournament on the back of re-signing for Wolves in the Championship, which is interesting. He's an handful when he's at it. After that injury, it changed his career, unfortunately for him. But he is a real handful. He's a top level striker. He's getting on a bit now. He's 35, but this Mexico team for me, and with having the crowd behind him, the stadium, the altitude, all of these different, bits put together to equal the full package that you get from Mexico, I think they're a real problem. I don't see there's a world in the way that we're playing that we get through a game against them. But we'll see after tonight. We've got to get through Congo first. So
yeah, we need to go on to that game and start looking ahead for today's fixtures. And the first one is the 5 o'clock kickoff, England versus Congo. I'll be honest, I am quite nervous for this one.
Yeah, I am as well.
Not that I don't think we can. I think we certainly can obviously get the job done, and we hopefully will. But I think they are going to obviously trouble us in ways that we've seen the likes of Ghana and to a slightly lesser extent Panama do so. I think it is just going to be a bit of a game of patience from an England perspective.
It's got Iceland written all over it for me. It's giving me that same vibe and feeling. Like, I don't know if you remember the build up to that game.
Oh yeah,
but we felt like there were a banana skin coming, and the banana skin was there. That's how this feels, and I can already picture the fallout from it. Tuchel leaving, the players. I can just see the whole picture.
Just calm the hell down, because I think I'll be honest. I think there's a big difference between this one to the Iceland one in the sense that Iceland, everyone expected us to get past Iceland, and more problematic was England expected England to get past Iceland. I feel like there's a lot more wariness in this World Cup with England than there was in 2016 going to that game than there is now. I don't think people are anywhere near as expectant, because we've seen what Congo have done against Portugal, for example, to cause them problems early days in the group stage and that sort of thing. And I also don't think the weight of expectancy with England is necessarily there this time around that it was in 2016.
Maybe. I'm not sure. That there's so much. I think even though we got through the group stage without losing a game, there was so much from them 3 games that makes me worry about any team that are going to come with a game plan to sit in and then look to hit us on the break. Defensively, we are so vulnerable, and I can see the speed in Visser and the way that they look to counter, causing us a real problem. I hope I'm wrong, but go to the Panama game, go to the Ghana game, go to the Croatia game. You will see exactly what I'm talking in all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So the Ghana game especially,
the counter causes problems.
Yeah, I mean, we should have probably lost that game. Not in terms of control of the possession and all the metrics look great, but it's a penalty, isn't it? So yeah, I just think that's a position that I'm kind of sitting on from this game. Like, if they're coming in with a performance, and it doesn't have to be a swashbuckling 5-0, it can be 1 or 2-0. That's fine, but it's the way that we go about it. If we they can change my opinion. Not that my opinion counts so much, but they can change my opinion based on the way that they play. We expect to turn up against a completely out of it Panama at the weekend, and we turned up in second gear again, and we didn't play well at all. We were all together. We watched the game. I'm not making it up. The first half was appalling, really. So, yeah. What do you want me to say, Chris? Like, I'm not going to make it up. I'm not,
It's just, it always fascinates me how, especially I say with the group together on Saturday, how people look at the game differently. I didn't think it was as bad as the Ghana game at all. Even the first half, I thought we were better and had the better chances. It will be interesting. I mean, look, Jez is making a point. It's a World Cup. This is where it starts. And I guess this is a fair point. And having seen a few videos from, I know Mason, Morgan Rogers, for example, was doing an interview with one of the in-house media stuff. And he was kind of saying how much the squad is now looking forward to this bit, because this to them is kind of where the tournament starts. This knockout stage begins. He also had a slip of the tongue where he said it's the winners that go home, but I'll let him off that. Everyone gets nervous in interviews. It is kind of now. This is where ultimately where it starts to really matter, isn't it? It is all about. But again, you're gonna love this, where it's less so about performances and more so about getting the results.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like I'm flip-flopping. I hear it. I get that the result is more important than the performance, but I will always then hark back to the performance has then they've got to be better if you've got genuine optimism of winning games against really good teams. Because if we were to turn up playing anything like we have done so far in the 3 games against France or Argentina or Portugal, or a bunch of others, Norway, there's other teams as well that can cause us trouble. We're just gonna be out, and it's gonna be a waste of time. Like, I don't come from a position as an England fan of thinking about anything other than the potential of winning the tournament. Getting to the quarterfinals is going to be a huge thing for Paraguay or Congo. Yeah, or even Norway to a point, right? Like, they would see that as a huge achievement. For an England fan, what I don't see that as an achievement.
I guess it depends on the state of the England side at the time, to be fair.
I don't know. Look,
I actually think in this case, if we get to the quarterfinals, we'll have done bloody well, because it means that we'll have overcome Mexico in Mexico City, where they've lost like 2 games in 90 odd matches there. So yeah, we'll time will tell. We will see. Keep an eye out. There may or may not. Such is the planning of life and trying to work out family lives around the England game kicking off that bit early tonight. There may or may not be an England review show after the game tonight. I know Downsy's desperate to do one. I wouldn't mind getting on. See how it goes.
That's see what the result is.
Yeah, watch this space and we'll see how it goes. Might be the safe answer to that one.
No, of course. The quarterfinal question, right? It's like that FIFA meme where like the empty trophy gets lifted. Like, ooh, quarterfinals.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I don't get it.
But I think this time around, as I say, I think it'd be just because of the fact that we've overcome Mexico in Mexico City for a start would be a hell of an achievement right now. Let's go on to the other 2 games then. The 9:00 game for us sees Belgium play Senegal. Again, Belgium, another nation yet to really get out of second gear at best. But find themselves in a position, again, where they can get themselves into the round of 16 if they can get past to be fair, not a bad-looking Senegal side. They've done all right.
Belgium finished the group off well, didn't they? They won.
Yeah, that 5-0 win over New Zealand, the 5-1, was it?
5-1, I think it was. But yeah, I think I think it's quite a good game. I think it'll be a good game to watch. Both teams have shown bits. Belgium, they've got some aging quality within that team. I think that's the biggest problem that they've got. Lukaku, De Bruyne, they're all getting on a little bit, and they're not the same generational kind of talent that Belgium team were, where they should have really done more under Martinez. Really, they should have probably got to a final at least with some of the players that they had in that side. But it should be a really entertaining game. Probably Mane's last kind of full hurrah for Senegal. They've looked fun to watch, I think, Senegal through the World Cup so far. As they always seem to do, they cause a lot of issues as one of them African nations. They've been around since '98, haven't they? As being a perennial kind of bogey team for the probably more established nations. It should be a really good game. I think it's a real 50-50.
Yeah, it was Thomas Tuchel's first defeat as well as England manager, if you remember right, in that friendly at the City Ground when they really did perform on the night. The winner of that one between Belgium and Senegal will play the winner of this one between the United States and Bosnia and Herzegovina, the 1 a.m. kickoff UK time. Look, I've quite enjoyed watching Bosnia. They've been quite well set up. They've been quite industrious. I love the fact that Dzeko's still going at 40, but I can't help but feel with this one it might just be a game too far, given the fact that the United States front of a capacity home ground at San Francisco Bay Arena. It should be a fairly standard United States win, surely. But again, you never quite know.
I think I see it being a little bit like the Canada-South Africa game. 1-0, 2-0, very tight, very cagey, but States will get it over the line. I think they'll just have too much for Bosnia. I think they've both shown pros and cons throughout the tournament. Bosnia didn't look like they were going to qualify, and then they really pulled it round in the second couple of games in the group stage. I think the States have looked pretty good. They lost their last game, didn't they? They lost.
Yeah, they rotated and lost to Turkey.
Yeah, lost to Turkey. They were already out. So, yeah, I would expect the States to get through this one.
Yeah, same with that. Just before we go, quick glance then, looking that bit further ahead to kind of the rest of the games. We're now midway down that list. Really, when you look at England, Congo, Belgium, Senegal, and USA, are today's games. Tomorrow we'll have Spain, Austria, Portugal, Croatia, and Switzerland, Algeria, bizarrely kicking off at 4 a.m. Some interesting fixtures still to come in this tournament as well when you look a little bit further ahead, Jay. But it's going to be fascinating to see how this round of 32 concludes itself. Yeah,
it will be. I think there's some really, really interesting games. I think the Friday night game is going to be fascinating to watch. Cape Verde against Argentina. For all the reasons that everybody knows, it's just going to be interesting to see how that one kind of goes. But you're going to see some unusual names in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals because of the way that the draws kind of worked out. Australia versus Egypt, one of them's got to get through. Colombia, Ghana, one of them's got to get through. Switzerland, Algeria, one of them's got to get through. So you're going to eventually, you're going to see some rogue names, if you like, in the quarters. And obviously, upsets can happen as well. Spain have looked good in patches, but struggled to beat Cape Verde. Austria, they're a capable team. They keep on going. There could be a banana skin there. So,
bless you.
So interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how things conclude. Just before we go, Diggler says Aaron Sinter scored the winner for the United States. I thought you'd like that one.
Love the Brendan. I'm just going to respond to Jed's comment there as well, the bottom one.
We haven't played yet, Jed.
We haven't played yet.
I was conscious. I'd read it in my mind. I was already thinking that's because we haven't played yet. If we cock it up against Congo tonight, we go at the same point. So I'm really hoping that we don't.
Can I be upset if we lose tonight? Is that allowed?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just
as long as you come on a review show with Downsy and just you and Downsy.
You don't want me on a night if we lose tonight.
We will see. As I say, keep an eye on social media, X, and subscribe and like the channel is probably the easiest way to find out whether we're going to do a review show, to be honest. Because if we set one up, you'll get the notification telling you what time we're going to be on air from. I know we're going to be doing some more club content in the coming days as well. Jay, you and Brownie on Friday, will it be with more Leeds United latest?
We have a standard show Friday morning, 11 o'clock for Leeds latest. If any news does drop with regards to incomings or outgoings, we will be on it as quickly as we possibly can as well. We've done pretty much the Harry Wilson signing and the Pascal Stroik leaving videos as well. We will be dropping whenever official news lands.
Yeah, I know that Gaz is putting out the videos as well whenever Bradford City make a sign. I know that Downs wants to do a Huddersfield Town one because actually they've been fairly busy in the last few days as well in the transfer market. So keep an eye out for all your club-based content as well here on the West Yorkshire Football Show, as well as World Cup Day. We'll be back tomorrow at some point. Again, like and subscribe to the channel, you get your notification of when we are going to go live. Until then, we'll see you then. Come on, England tonight. Let's hope we can just get the job done. Make it nice and relaxing, get the job done, and get past Congo tonight and get into that round of 16. For myself and Jay, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, whatever you're getting up to, and we'll see you soon. Take care.